Let me just read to you one little quote from this. We already heard a little from Blake.
Okay.
The concern is not what Mr. Trump has done to the presidency, but rather what we as a nation have allowed him to do to us. We have sunk low with him and allowed our discourse to be stripped of civility. Now, that could be John McCain or Jeff Flake. I mean, it sounds like a lot of what we have heard from Republican never-Trumpers, the Republican critics of Trump. We know that because the administration consists of hundreds of people, there undoubtedly are some in there who are just sort of the people that could do the job, and they're not there because they like Mr. Trump. They're there because they can do the job for Mr. Trump. What are your thoughts about all this?
Yeah, look, I think that sounds credible. I think there are people like that that are actually senior administration officials, and they can be bureaucrats. You know, they have pretty high ranking now. Some of the ones that have been that have been exposed in the investigation of the FBI and the Justice Department in their efforts to investigate the Trump campaign. They can be there, and they are there. They have been largely unsuccessful. I mean, you've had this tremendous tax cut. You've had all these judges confirmed, one on the Supreme Court, one about to be on the Supreme Court. You've had all this deregulation, so a lot's happened, but there certainly are people, whether this is legitimate or not, this thing in the New York Times, there are people there who do want to undermine the Trump administration. They blame him for everything, and he deserves the blame for some things, including the dialogue in the country. But boy, Democrats are chipped in, have jumped in on that. Just watch the Kavanaugh hearings, and you'll see that.
Well, Fred, as a lifetime journalist inside the Beltway, you know how various people are described. When someone is described as a senior official in the Trump administration, and presumably the New York Times did a little investigation, at least to see whether that is true. But how many people might that describe?
Oh, hundreds. Hundreds can be described that way, and others can lie about it. So, look, why are people, and not just conservatives, so up in arms about the so-called administrative state? That's the bureaucrats in all these agencies. They're crawling with them, and a lot of them have been there a long time. They've gotten promotions. Their pay's pretty good. Their retirement's good. People who work in jobs outside of there who don't get off at 5 o'clock and don't get these great pensions resent them. But that's not why they're a problem. They're a problem that was actually those who've watched the Kavanaugh hearing should have listened to Senator Sass of Nebraska, where he said, look, the reason they have so much power is because we let them have power. The Congress passes laws and says, you fill in the blanks, and they're big blanks.
Finally, this op-ed comes at the same time as the book by Bob Woodward, about which the president was editorializing himself, saying it was totally fiction. Like a lot of Bob Woodward's books, it relies almost entirely on anonymous sources. Again, I mean, you know, he's got a track record. It's not all bad. It's not all good, but he's got a track record. But still, the idea of sourcing totally, almost exclusively on anonymous sources, one would think has reached the breaking point in journalism, has it not?
Well, I guess it has with me too. I've done some of that. Haven't written any books that way, but look,
you know, I used to say. By the way, I used to edit a column at the Wall Street Journal, and I demanded that all of the writers have at least 75% of what they said on the record quotes. That is, you could only use 1/4 of your quotes as non-source quotes. I think some kind of standard, maybe. I mean, to have an article entirely by an unnamed source, just as journalism, doesn't seem right.
Well, it doesn't seem right, and it doesn't work. You know, one of the things when you have a quote attributed to somebody by name, people tend to believe it. When you have some quote attributed to senior White House official, people roll their eyes.